Hey everybody, happy Sunday evening to all you beautiful people. Today is February the 28th, 2021. It's another day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. And I want to say hey to all of you beautiful people. As you come in, guys, you can share, you can invite your family and your friends. This is going to be an amazing show. As always, we have amazing people that God allows me to connect to, and I'm excited about it. If any of you remember, and this is just coming up to me now, if any of you remember when Miss Paula Exile came on, she came on probably, I think, like November, and she talked about relationships, but she also talked about, like, just knowing your position and privacy and you know how you carry yourself when it comes to relationships and friendships and all of that. And I don't know why I feel like Ciara is gonna kind of like it's probably to me now. I feel like it's gonna be a part two. Ciara is a dating coach, so she's gonna come on with us in a second. So I met Ciara a few years ago by way of Dr. Akina Finch. Dr. Finch used to be one of my coaches. Um, Probably like 2017, 2018. And Ciara does this course. She was doing this project about relationships, and I really probably need to be in it at the time. But hallelujah. So we stay connected on social media, and then we got reconnected not too long ago. She has an amazing project that's out now, so hopefully she'll talk about that. Hey, Miss Joyce, how you doing? So she is a happily married wife. She's a mother. She's a dating coach, and she's into healthy relationship advocates. And there's something I'll come back on and I'll share with you guys probably the next couple of days, but I'm not sure how many of you have heard of uh the bill now is HR 5. Initially, when it was submitted back in, I believe, 2015 by a senator out of Rhode Island, it was called HR 2282. And a lot of you know it as the Equality Act now. But I used to always tell people, especially people who mentored me, who were, all for healthy relationships and had strong marriages with their husbands, is that that's one way you can combat all of the craziness that's going on right now is when you promote healthy relationships. And so I'm just excited that she is here today to share this with us. So share this with your friends. Invite your friends to come on. Tell them it's another episode of Speak Life. Next week when I do it, I'll tell you what episode this is, but it's probably like the 100th episode. So we could do a celebration one day when I find out the actual number this is. So I'm excited. I gotta get my my soundboard right, because I want to like introduce it really, really well, and then like make a whole lot of noise when she come out. So again, you're about to get, so she's gonna speak life into you tonight. She's just a beautiful soul. She has a beautiful voice, a beautiful family. She's all about healthy relationships, all about dating well to marry well. She said she believed in dating, dating multiple people. And I said, yeah, girl. So I done tried that, and it works out, because now I've seen some people, I say, I definitely don't want to be with him, and I definitely don't think I could be with him for. So I have bought into that concept. So welcome to Speak Life, Miss Ciara Exantus.
Woo, 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 woo.
One more time. Let me do it one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to Speak Life. Thank you, first of all. Thank you for saying yes. Thank you for being consistent in your message and what you believe, being consistent in how you show up, being consistent in how you even talk to people. Because some people, even though we never met in person, there are some people who, when you see them like doing things on social media, or on their page, they're very nice, but if you try to speak to them outside of that or have a private conversation, they're not always so nice. And you have been consistent.
I agree.
And so I want to say
What you said, I agree.
so I want to say thank you for being consistent in who you are and your message, and then thank you for saying yes to being a guest today. Like, I don't take it for granted when I ask people and they say, yeah, I'll be a part. So thank you so much for saying yes to that. And then thank you for the fact that we had the opportunity to work together not too long ago. So I'm really excited. So please share with everybody a little more about yourself, because I don't think I didn't do her justice at all. So tell us more about who Miss Ciara is.
Ciara, oh my goodness. Well, before I even get into that, I just want to say thank you for your consistency and being who you are. And thank you for the help that you have bestowed upon me in this project, things coming together. A lot of people don't know, but Simone did help me, in the finishing touches of getting my book out there, and just so instrumental. And I thank you for the work that you do. And thank you for this platform. So yes, absolutely. So Ciara Exantus. Ciara Exantus is a woman who is on a mission to see our community, our youth, our women demand better for ourselves. And I don't mean in an aggressive, oh, you owe me way, in a way that you look yourself in the mirror and say, am I proud of the woman that I am? Do I want my daughter to be, do I want to raise my daughter in my likeness? Do I want to, would I want someone to marry my daughter to marry a man like my husband? And would I want my daughter to be a woman like me? Because I think a lot of times we look on the outside and we want to blame everybody else. But we don't look and see, what are we commanding and demanding of ourselves, number one, before we go out there trying to place demands on everyone else. So with that being said, I'm just passionate about healthy relationships, dating well, to marry well. I call, a lot of people call me dating coach, but I've been so many different things, and more so than anything, I'm a woman who empowers women to be their best selves and show up as their best self. And when you can show up as your best self, your man naturally is going to gravitate to you and recognize you as his woman. So with my whole project, though, Simone, dating well to marry well, that is just a message that has resonated with me, with my clients, people for years and years and years. And I'm just, thank you for the platform to be able to grow this message, because a lot of times we think in our community that marriage, a piece of paper, automatically changes the dynamic of our relationships, and it doesn't. It's a process, and dating is a huge chunk of the process.
Yeah.
It's about, laying the foundation and just being aware of the kind of bricks we're laying when we're building a house, the quality. Because a lot of people just want to throw some things together and say, okay, now we're ready to move into this house. And, figuratively speaking, as far as a relationship, without really giving thought to what it takes to build a strong, consistent bond with someone that extends beyond 2 years, 2 months, that goes beyond generations. I feel like when women marry, you need to marry the man that you can go the distance with, that without a shadow of a doubt, the kids that we bring into this world together, they're going to be proud someday to say, that's my mom and that's my dad, and he was married for 50 years. You know what I mean? If you can't say that when you walking down the aisle, you don't need to be walking down the aisle. But yeah, pretty much, Simone, that's who I am. That's what I stand for. I just, want women to adopt better dating habits and better dating practices so that their results can be better, because our results aren't just about us. They're about our kids, our legacy, and all of that matters. So that's Ciara Exantus. That's who she is and what she does and what she stands for. And yes, healthy relationships only. That's it.
Healthy relationships only. So Ciara, you said something about what bricks are you laying? So what is one, I say, tell us like maybe one or two foundational bricks you feel like you need to lay in a relationship. Because as a single person, and then
Mhm.
this is probably like a 3 or 4 part question. I don't even know.
Okay.
But like looks and physical attraction and the intimate
Mhm.
part, which I guess if you wait till you're married to figure that all out, right? But does that play a role in part of these bricks that you're laying? Is
You
it
saying looks about how the person looks, if they need to should look a certain way in
like
terms
the
of
physical attraction? Is that one of the bricks that
it is. It's the part that gets you there, but it's not the part that keeps you there. But
okay?
unfortunately, that's the part that people focus on. And that's why things don't always result in the things that we want, right? So naturally people see someone they're attracted, the face, that's the first thing people see. Men look at how you carry yourself as well, all of those things. So yes, they're important, but people have tried to group those with the parts that equate to substance, and they just don't.
Wow.
Does that
Okay.
make sense?
That makes a whole lot of sense. So uh for like what so you said looks will attract you, and I don't remember attract you, but that
Looks will attract looks will get you there, but it won't keep you there.
won't keep you there. So what's one thing that keeps you there?
Number one, knowing who you are and not being afraid to um advocate for your boundaries as a woman, and also doing so in a way that's not aggressive, because a lot of women think, the I am woman hear me roar type of aggression is what gets them respect from men. And so really it's a balancing act of being able to maintain your femininity, but yet still uphold your standards and your power and convey that to the type of man that you want, especially if he's a masculine man, and a way that is not matching his masculinity, but resting in your femininity in a way that also holds power, that I know who I am, I respect who I am, and hopefully you respect me too. But if you don't, I'm okay with that, because
What?
somebody will.
that, that makes a whole lot of sense. So what would you say to the woman who has been single for a while
Yeah.
and have had to take care of herself, do everything on her own, and now she gets this man who wants to lead, but it like how do you what are some things a single woman can do in order to make sure that they don't overstep the masculinity of their man or their future spouse, where they're not demeaning him and making him feel less than, as if they don't need him but they really want him, but it may not come off that way? So what are some things that a woman can do?
Even if you know how to do it, you always need help. Always. My husband can ask, hey, you need help with this? I sure do. Do you need money? Even if I make my own money? Yes, I do.
Okay.
Men love to feel needed. They
Okay.
love to feel needed. That's a natural part of who they are. Even if it's something like we can build things on our own, right? We can, our daughters just got way too much stuff for Christmas, stuff they
Yeah.
got to put together. I ain't
Yeah.
putting nothing together. Do I know how to put together? Yes, I do. But your dad, that's a project that y'all work on with daddy. And men, they like to do that. They're mechanical, logical. They like to put things together. They like to feel needed. And not only that, but being appreciative. A lot of time we have our culture right now thinks that being appreciative means that you're like being almost like you're being a sucker for a man if you say, thank you, I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Oh, that's what they're supposed to do. Well, not necessarily. They could be doing it with someone else.
Yeah.
you know
Oh, that's
you know but I think as people in general, not even just men, but I think we need to get back to recognizing more of the contributions that people who we care about make into the world. And if you have like a man or someone who is a special interest, compliments. regularly. Be able to find opportunities to compliment, find opportunities to highlight the good. You're a teacher. I told you I used to be a teacher. When you reinforce things with your students, don't you get more of it?
You do.
Men are no different. They really aren't. So as a single woman, I would say, number one, you really do. If you aren't dating and you seriously want someone, I would say you need to get out there and you need to date. Because a lot of times when we don't date, like me and my friends were having a conversation, I said, some people's dating strategy is waiting on the Lord. That's it. That's the strategy. I'm just waiting on the Lord. Like UPS about to show up with a box with your man in there, and there you go. That's my man. What can Brown do for you? He can bring you a man. No, he can't. Brown can't do that. So I would say, I like to joke around too, Simone, but I would say just get out there and date, because one thing about women, we do know how to get what we want. We know how to go out there and get what we want. Okay. So really go out there, date, enjoy yourself. Don't focus on the negative. I see so many people and women, even women that I coach, I'm like, don't focus on negativity. When you whatever you focus on, that's what grows. Yeah, we know there are bad men out there. There are also bad women. Yeah. There's toxic masculinity. There's toxic femininity. But where do you want to be in the equation? You know what I mean? What are you focusing on? So I would say focus on the good. As you're dating, enjoy yourself. Of course, continue to make yourself the priority when it comes to getting the things that you want and you need. I always tell people, you can't prioritize everybody and everything in dating. And a lot of times that's what women do when they get out there and they're dating. They see someone they really like, and they just throw their whole life away for that person. And even now, my husband and I about to be 18 years, Simone, and 18 years. Wow. Married. This is our 10-year marriage anniversary. A lot of people don't know this, but my husband, it was in our 3rd year is when he wanted to get married, but I wasn't ready at the time. I just knew, because I was in college, and I was like, oh my God, being a wife in college, but I knew that he was the one for me. I knew that without a shadow of a doubt. But I was like, I know you're the one, and I know it's going to be us. But let me just finish this so I can focus on this before we, get married and everything. Because after that, I know soon after kids comes and all of that. And and that's another thing. Remind me, we need to talk about this womb preservation, because it's not enough of that going on around here. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But I just ultimately, we've been together for so long, but I feel like as a woman, even though we've been together so long, I still have to maintain who I am. Mm-hmm. I'm not just Wilson Exantus' wife. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not just Farrah and Erica's mom. Yeah. I'm not, and Dominique, because that's the dog came in here. I was telling you before. She worse than the kids. I told my husband, I said, put her in the room. I said, won't need no random outbursts from her. But anyway, without going too far off topic, I was like, I'm not just put here just for my husband, just for my kids, and that's it. Now they are huge. They are the most important part of my world outside of God. Yeah. But there's still things that I enjoy on my own that I have to, preserve that as well. So, to answer your question, make sure that as you're dating, that you make sure that whatever the things are that you enjoy, you don't stop doing those things. Whatever your values are, let those continue to be your values. And if you meet someone and they don't have that same value system, if that's a core value of yours, be okay with saying, okay, this was a great experience, but I know this wouldn't work out, so I don't want to waste either of our time. Yes. Just keep it simple.
That's good.
Simple.
Yeah, you know, I find myself in all kinds of relationships, I would say situationships, all kinds of
Really?
stuff
Yeah.
that I really did put what I liked on the back burner. Because for me, I felt like if I show you that, hey, I'm all in with this, I'm all in with you, that it's gonna make it better. But then I found myself getting mad and upset and all this because they will go out and do the things they want to do, and I still be chilling, not doing the things I enjoy. So I
Trying to be
felt,
loyal and faithful, and
yeah,
yeah,
I
I
felt
know.
it wasn't reciprocated or yeah. So that's good. So listen, we have a girl day. I'm not sure who you from. You on YouTube, but hey, God bless you from YouTube. So he says toxic masculinity ain't good either. Good to be tough and brave, but also gentle and soft for your spouse. Then,
Absolutely.
then you
I
said,
love that girl dad says that.
and I forgot what he said. What he was agreeing with you too, but he says that's very true for sensitive men like me. I place being able to spend one-on-one time with wife and talk her high up. I love being intellectual and talking deep. That's intimacy for me. And then he
Absolutely.
said, I'm a bit different type of dude. My sensitivity is both good and bad. Bad because I feel everything and can be moody, but good because I may be able to sense someone in need versus someone not as sensitive.
Oh, like an empath. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm an empath myself. So, yep, I definitely resonate with that as well. Good stuff here. Good stuff. So, yeah.
So Ciara, so has anything changed from, and I'm assuming it has, but I don't know because I'm not, has anything changed from the time that you dated your husband to the time y'all actually got married? Like, was there one big thing that you can say it's a huge difference between then and now?
Well, that's a good question. I think we have both, like then, I think we didn't have children.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just us.
Mm-hmm.
We mostly only had to focus on each other. And now, of course, with our kids into the equation,
Yeah.
we now have to come together collectively, make decisions that are, based on family and not just individually or just us as a couple.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, we will get gone and leave these kids to their grandma and their granddaddy. Don't,
Yeah.
okay, but but overall, the biggest difference for me is just being understanding, where our priorities were at that time versus right now. And you're more cognizant of the things that you do when you're married and you have children, because your marriage, who you are, whether you realize it or not, everywhere you go, you're representing that person, like God says, to become one. Yeah. So whenever they see you, even if they don't see him, you are a representation of your marriage. Wow. That's why I always tell men and women, because you know how I am. I'm monogamy all day long, up and down. And my husband is the same exact way. I feel like anything you wouldn't do when your husband or your significant other, your spouse, your wife isn't around, well, anything that you wouldn't do in their presence is something that you should not do when they're not around as well. Always conduct yourself like your significant other is right there. Always.
I like that. So that means none of you married people should be in somebody DM and saying little slick stuff and talking to some sweet.
Come on now, Simone, let the people know.
No.
Please.
Yeah, so that. Wow.
Right.
So I hear a lot of married women who talk a lot about, they always putting their children first. And you said you put them, their top priority outside of God. They always put their children first. And they're just like these burnout parents who don't seem to ever get a break. And I've heard even married women say they married all this stuff as a single woman. It's like the man is there, but they feel like a big load of all of these things.
Goodness, yeah. I can totally see that, and I see that as well. But I just think you have to kind of have that conversation before you have children. That's why I always think that, of course things happen. Single parenthood happens. I'm a product of single parenthood. I tell people all the time, I graduated from high school twice. Once when my mom was 17 and I was in her stomach walking across the stage. That's my first graduation.
Wow.
And the second one I had my own. So it's nothing against single women and single parenthood, but I think that we just really have to be cognizant and aware, of just life and how we move in life. I just think that's just super important, in what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his girl dad on YouTube. Hey Veronica, thank you for tuning in and tagging all your friends. So girl dad, he says any feedback you want to give me that could be instrumental from God's perspective, I guess, as it relates to, marriage and relationship. I guess maybe what he can do better for his wife, spouse. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I would say as a man, just kind of circling back to what Simone was saying, how she sees a lot of women doing it by themselves. And even if they are married, just continue to be a support, to your wife and to your family, but also allow yourself the time to take care of you and the things that you need as a man, because I think that's integral to the success of a family as well. Like my husband, he has, of course, his friendship circle outside of me that he goes and enjoys himself. I think that he brings even more joy and happiness because he has those outlets in our marriage. But especially, I don't know if your girl dad, so you have daughters. I would say just be a great example of the type of man that you would want your daughters to marry. Show them how loving you are towards your wife. And so even my daughter, like my girls are so funny. The other day, we were talking, because I talk to my kids, even though they're 7 and 4, we don't talk about dating, but I put it in terms, because I believe programming starts early.
Yeah.
And I told them, I said, one day you're gonna have your own family, because Erica, my youngest, she told everybody that my husband was her husband. That's my husband. So we were just talking. Farrah was like, I don't want a husband. I don't want any husband or anything like that. She's like, but if I did have a husband, I want a husband like Dad.
Oh.
That. And so I just think just being a good example for your children, being a great support to your wife, and communicate what your needs are, because a lot of times we don't know what the other's thinking or what the other needs. So just be open and have a very open dialogue and communication about where your family is and where you want your family to go. Always, I say stay in planning mode, when it comes to family and building, because you always want to make sure that as your children are growing, as your wife and you are growing together, that you are that you're growing with your family, not growing apart. So I think that just means that you basically have to always be on one accord and be in alignment with the needs of your family, really. So, and if there's anything specific, now would be a good time to ask.
All of you who are tuning in, those of you who are live now, and those of you who catch the replay, type in the comments. If Ciara doesn't see them tonight, I'll send them to her, so then you can reach out to her, and I'll share with you guys anytime that you see anybody that I bring up. But these are people that I can say this is a good person to follow. So if you want more dating tips, Ciara has an amazing journal there about date well, marry well. Hopefully,
look. Yeah, I didn't even talk about the journal, y'all.
Hey.
This Date Well, Marry Well journal says the little black book for the single marriage-minded woman. I created this journal. Well, first of all, it is available on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. So definitely if you have a single sister who is coming up, dating, needs guidance, get her this journal. If you have anybody in your family that is single and a female and they want to be married and they need guidance, get them this journal. Okay.
What is your Cash App? Like, go buy the book from Ciara.
Am I Cash App? Sure. It is $ wow WOW365. You can cash out $29.95 to my Cash App wow365. And make sure you include your address, and I can send you a signed copy. So yes. I love it. Somebody is like, girl, what's the Cash App, honey?
Go to get us directly from. We thank
I
God
know.
and Bars and Nobles. Sierra, is this the right hand down here? Wow, 365. You see it? It's right here on the screen
yeah.
with us.
I don't know if Cash App cares about capitals or not. Do they?
Okay. Well,
I think it's capital WOW365, but you will see my name. Ciara Exantus will come up.
Okay.
And yeah, just include your address and I can get you a copy. But as you can see, it's a guided journal. There's questions on here, things that you need to be asking while you're vetting, even about, helping you. If you don't have standards and things that you've already established, it helps you to establish and understand, because a lot of people say, well, I have standards, but they couldn't explain to you why the standard even exists, because we don't really do enough introspection. And that really is a lot of the basis of why what we're building, or what we presume to be building, crumbles, because our foundation isn't solid. So this will help you get a solid foundation. You can also go to my website, datewellmarrywell.com. I am building more content in my website. There's actually a course that will be available associated with this book very, very soon on the website. And yeah, that is let me see. I was looking what you were. Yep, there you go. That's it. But yeah, also, I'm on Clubhouse, but I haven't really got into the Clubhouse thing like I need to. So I need to do better. But I'm on Instagram. I do YouTube. I have a YouTube channel as well. You can just type in Ciara Exantus, find my videos, follow me, subscribe. I'm, more so concentrating on building out that platform as well, with content and videos and messages to help women and men, of course, because I believe that if you're helping women, then you're helping men, because God created us for each other. So you really can't have one without the other.
Hey, say that. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, girl. So this is the two things that Girl Dad said. He says, because of COVID, wife and I were robotic in our day-to-day stuff. We'll pretty much go through motions, but not do dates without kids, because began to put a toll on us. Then he says, then out of the blue, at my worst past traumas and relationships over 10 years ago began to haunt me. I guess COVID really forces you to reflect and think and introspect, and sometimes it's terrifying.
Yeah.
I had a few doubts of our marriage that really got stuck in my head, combined with still non-processed broken heart for 14 years ago and never processed until now. So important part of me, I feel, was numb for years, and it finally began to thaw, and it hurts because I'm feeling it again.
I would say utilize resources that will allow you to address those issues that you have. I am not a therapist, but I highly recommend therapy, because I recommend therapy. And I think that therapy will allow a professional to really dig deep within you to pull out why you're experiencing those things, where, a lot of that trauma and that hurt is coming from, so you can have a chance to process it, and you can have a chance to, heal. And I think the first step is just acknowledging that it's there. So really, you're already on the right track by acknowledging that, hey, this is there and it needs to be addressed. And as far as once you heal those traumas, absolutely, Girl Dad, you're most welcome. But once you've healed those traumas, then you can, really be able to appreciate and love on and really value in the highest way the relationship that you and your wife are building together.
Yeah. And you know what I think too, Sierra? I think the fact that he is sharing that, it shows that he wants to be a better,
I love that.
husband and a better, a better
And
father.
sometimes I'll be like, I might be in the wrong area dating, because a lot of men be reaching out. Like, I have men that come to me and have gotten, counseling and coaching because they want to be better for their wives. So a lot of times women think men don't care. Oh, men do care. They care a lot. Men value relationships, they value their wives. But honestly, a lot of times because there's such a stigma behind men in caring, you don't see it a lot. They only reach out to people when they feel comfortable reaching out. And that's how men are. They don't open up unless they feel comfortable. And so thank you, Simone, for even creating a platform to allow Girl Dad to feel comfortable to say something. And I thank you for entrusting that information with us, Girl Dad. And I also I coach couples as well. The main reason why single women are my target audience is because I see that there's so much trauma in single Black female dating habits. And I think a lot of it has to do with, honestly, the promiscuity that is promoted in our culture. Women don't respect their womb anymore. They give it up because they feel like it, because they're free, they liberated. And I think sexual liberation has been the greatest bondage. It has been the greatest bondage for our community. And I think once we really wake up, because you find a lot of these people, they the woke generation, right? Woke. Okay. All right, we're gonna go with that. But I think really, when you really wake up, you'll develop a better relationship with your womb, and you will understand that our wombs is where we hold a lot of our trauma. That's why I don't understand why women just allow anybody access to it just because they feel like it. Oh, well, he fine. Oh, he can get it. Oh, he can now. And why? Why he could get it? Oh, because he fine and he got money and he got a nice car. He got 6 figures. He could get it. Oh, that's all it takes. That's interesting. But yeah, that's a whole different conversation. Or maybe it's this conversation. I don't know. It's this conversation. Girl, don't get me started, because I tell people in a minute, honey, I am not a feminist. I cannot. Yeah. I'm only a feminist to an extent. When it comes to the equality, women being treated, all of that. But when it comes to relationship, I cannot, because being feminist in a relationship will not allow me to rest. And I like my rest. I love that. It would not allow you to rest. I like the rest, honey. That's good. Oh, Ciara, listen, you come back here anytime you want to. This is good. I love this, Simone. This is amazing. I love that you created this. And I love good people that come on who you just really give it to us from a real place. Yeah. Bashing and that's why I feel like Girl Dad can come on and say, well, let me share. I got a feeling that he's going to be already in process of just raising amazing people and having a great foundation, just because he's so self-aware. I said for 14 years, I wouldn't even acknowledge it was there because I couldn't face that I was married and still thinking like, okay, gotcha. Yeah. Well, hey, that's where in understanding who you are and not shying away. Don't shy away from your issues. Confront your issues. Whatever the problems are that you have, don't be afraid to confront them. Don't be afraid to say, hey, I need help. And I think a lot of times we are so prideful that we don't reach out for help. Not you per se, Girl Dad. I'm saying people in general can be so prideful that we don't reach out for the help that we need, because we feel like people are going to look at me funny, or I'm going to lose my power or my respect. But I always say, what's more important, the outcome that you want or what other people think? What's more important? So, yeah. Oh, that's good. What's more, the outcome that you want or what people think? I hope you put that down somewhere. I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna say, Simone told me to put this down again and run it back for the people, honey. That is so good. Like, so
I've shared a few of this online, but so in January,
Mhm.
like my whole, it was a lot of stuff going on last year and the year
Yeah.
before that, just in my whole life that I've talked about and shared a lot, but it was
Mhm.
still a lot that I had suppressed and then talk about. There was things that I had shared with people that they turn around and use it against me later, or
Mhm.
in the process of trying to help other people, you go and expose seminary. Like, so it was, there was a lot of other things I wanted to share, but I just didn't know. It was like I didn't have it wasn't anybody I felt that I can share this part with you, because again, like you said about, their opinions of you or how they think about you, or, oh my
Mhm.
God, you struggling with that, but you supposed to be whatever. So I
Yeah.
struggled with that a lot last year, and I felt like I was about to explode. And so I made a
Mhm.
conscious decision. I am
Yeah.
gonna be a therapist this year. I'm gonna
Oh,
get
yes.
in. So that's been the best thing for me. And when I first met her the first day, I said, honey, her name Kristen. I
Yes.
I'm gonna lay it on you. Just I hope you ready. I'm about to lay it
You
on
ready?
you. And
That's right.
it's so liberating when I can share with her and say, hey, this is where I am. And then I be crying. And I said, I don't even know why I'm crying. Like it's
It's
freeing to
liberating.
talk
Yes,
about
it
that
is.
stuff, and to know it's not gonna get back to this person, or it's not gonna get back to this person,
Mhm.
or it ain't gonna be all on social media, or
Absolutely.
be looking at me, or some of my family whispering about it. It's like really where Simone can go and dump, seminate off, get
Right.
what I need, and then when I come back and see you, I'm like,
You
hey
feel
guys. So,
refreshed. Yes. And I myself, honey, I got my appointment tomorrow with my therapist. When I tell you at 2:00, look,
yeah,
because I feel like a lot of times there's such this stigma, I guess, behind therapy. Because yes, Miss Joyce, that's right. There's a stigma behind therapy. A lot of people don't, they look at therapy as, oh wow, you need therapy. What's wrong with you? Like it's something wrong with you.
yeah.
You know, that why do we choose things that are therapeutic, even like going by the water, going to the beach,
Mhm.
getting our nails done, our feet done, or whatever, our hair, taking care of our body. Those are, forms of self-love, but we want to exercise therapy when it comes to the outside, but who's taking care of the inside, you know? And so that's why therapy is so important, because number one, as a relationship coach who is, a dating coach, or like I said, I really don't care for the whole titles personally, but I just give them because it's something to give. Because okay. But as a person who helps women
Yeah.
to, date well so they can marry well, I really believe that we take on a lot. It's not always easy to take on other people's trauma or baggage or things like that. But when you look at it in the sense that God put me here for this, to help people, I need to do what I need to do to take care of myself so that I can still be available and show up to help the people that God has entrusted me to help. And if I'm not taking care of myself, then I am not going to be good for these people at all. So I think it's very noble. I think it's very noble that you take on, therapy, and that you allow yourself to be vulnerable with someone, because I'm a very introverted person. I've been stabbed in the back. So, yep, healing from the inside out. That's right, Miss Joyce. But yeah, a lot of us have been stabbed in the back. We trusted the wrong people, and there was even a time where I thought, you know what? I'm already happily married. I'm gonna let these women figure this thing out. I really don't have to do
Yeah.
it. I'm about to close up my social media and go on about my life with my family, teach my girls what I know so they can repeat it and be done.
Yeah.
I really don't have to do this.
Right.
But I felt like God was tugging on my heart. That no, this is a part of your call. This is a part of what I've entrusted you to do. Because there was a moment when I had really kind of scaled back in my coaching and helping women. And I was like not really focusing on it, because a lot of times you get out there and people see that you happily married and they can't even get the results because they're so busy focused on your marriage and being jealous. If I could be honest,
Yeah.
they can't hear you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can't really hear you.
That's
And that can take a lot. That's a lot for a person to take on. You're like, okay, I know I need to help this individual because I don't want her to have the outcome that I have.
Yeah.
But how can I get that to her if she can only see through a lens of envy?
Mm-hmm.
She can't see through a lens of somebody who can recognize me as someone who is here to help her get the outcome that she wants. And so even just things like that, you need to be able to go to somebody, a therapist, say, hey, look, I had this person. I wanted to help her. Lord knows I did. I couldn't. And it hurt me to my heart that I couldn't because she was dealing with something that was greater than I could even deal with. So, just little things like that, if that makes sense, Simone. It's just, we need therapy because we need it to be able to be better at what we do. Yeah. And when I tell you, our communities need guidance. We need people who are genuine, who are going to love on us and going to not just look at us and say, oh, this is a lost cause. No, God knew everything that was going to happen before it did.
Yeah.
He knew that, we were going to be in this situation, in this quote unquote gender war, men pointing finger at women, women pointing finger at men. And he also knew that in the midst of all of that, there's some happy couples who don't want nothing to do with it and gonna go on about their happy life. And there are some who gonna get in the fire and say, look, we need to figure this out so that we can produce more and more happy, healthy, and successful families. And that's kind of where I come in at. So,
I love it. Oh God, it is so good. It's like when you're talking, there's so much I want to say, but then I don't want to cut you off. So then,
please say everything, Simone. I totally value your voice on any day.
This is so good, and thank you for being transparent about it. Because there's so many times where it's like I be like, screw social media,
Yeah, you want to close that computer and be about your business.
Yeah, like I don't have, and most of the clients that I have, it's really not because of social media. It's either by word of mouth or they see it with somebody else. So it's like, I can still do the student teacher stuff without being on social media. And make you feel, a certain way. And that's why I love her. Because this lady is like, she don't know me. And, we have been able to, bond and, and it's like, I can share stuff with her about how I feel. She has a not, she doesn't have any bias.
Mental.
Yeah. So it's like, she'll know who I'm talking about. She don't know these people, if it's somebody about my family or a friend, she don't know them. So she give me like strictly in, of course you deal with the surface things, but eventually you get to the reason why and how you get to all of this. And of course I love her because I take all the stuff she say, then I go find scripture to say, okay, Lord, this is it. So trying to hear, help me. And then I can use this as like my prayer points to get better. But sometimes people don't understand because they'll say like how you said, like, waiting on God is
it's not a dating strategy.
That's not a dating strategy. Like,
but I'm waiting on you. Look at that. Well, what you gonna do? He was right there at the gas station. He was asking you for your number. You rolled off. You rolled off into the sunset.
That is so funny. I believe in putting in the work too, as well. Putting in the work. So, Girl Dad says. I think he was referring to when you were talking about therapy. Same reason why I think our society stigmatizes saying sorry as a small example. When you say sorry, it opens you up for the people to rub it in your face. Same as therapy. People look at you sideways. Then he says, I think the hardest thing about my experience, maybe for all, is when you give 100% all of your authentic self and are totally exposed and vulnerable, and it's still not enough. That hurts the most.
Yeah.
Is being less than despite being all you can be, as it's a direct reflection of you. That's why people build walls, for, at least for me. That's why I've had intimacy issues, not just sex, but talking to. My theory is the amount you give of yourself to someone is directly proportional to the amount of pain you feel when rejected. Wow, that's deep. Kind of came up thinking about it's real. That's deep, man.
Wow. Oh. Girl that is hitting hard tonight with some
Yeah.
real points and real issues. And I think that touches too on why a lot of men don't open up in the way that women want them to open up.
Yeah.
Because men need to feel safe like we do too, and it's not, but it's different. Of course, we look at them as the head, the leaders, and God naturally equipped them to do that. But we also need to be able to be a safe space, for them to open up. And I think there just needs to be accountability on both sides, male and female, because just like he said, the more you open up, the level to which you open up to somebody, that's the level of pain that you could expect to get from that person. Because that's why I always tell people there's levels to
There's
dating.
levels to this.
There's levels to this. Please believe. There are levels. And that's why so many women and men too experience so much trauma, because they give so much of themselves so soon and so freely without even ever taking into consideration the consequences. And then if you call them out on it, they think you're shaming them, because that's a real big term that's going around. You're shaming me because I'm doing this. No, I'm not. I love you and I want to protect you and I want to keep you from going down the wrong path, because I see where you're headed and I'm just trying to redirect you. And they don't get it until it's too late. You know what I mean? So overall, we gotta just look out for each other. We really do. And we gotta stop being afraid to call ourselves out and call other people out. But yeah, as far as like there being levels to dating and relationships, a lot of people don't know how far is too far, how much is too much. At what point do I open up? At what point do I give of myself? At what point? A lot of people don't have, a lot of us don't have a moral compass.
That's true.
And I think if we really took time with God, we could rebuild our moral compass.
That's good.
Because God gives us that discernment, but that's why he said, ask, and it shall be given unto you. A lot of us don't ask and say, God, I'm lacking in this area. I need help. You know what I mean? He will give you the resources in forms of the people. He will give you, yes, rebuild your moral compass with God. Amen. Because he will give you those internal things that you're lacking. We're looking everywhere but to Jesus. And I think a lot of people, have turned away from the church, turned away from God, and that has done a doozy on our relationship and the family dynamic.
Yep.
Because I was just in Hobby Lobby the other day and I saw this cross, and it had the Bible verse, a strand of 3 cords is not easily broken.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could remember the exact verse that was. I want to say Ecclesiastes, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but
Ecclesiastes.
Is it?
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna
okay.
Google.
I don't want to be wrong now. All these Bible scholars like, seminary. I don't know who you had on there, but
nah.
No, I'm just kidding. But no, but really, we need to start realizing that once you put God in your relationship, once you make him highly active in that relationship process, he really is the foundation. God is the foundation. And it's like, he knows you. So why wouldn't he know the person that's equipped for you? Why would you not want to include him in the process? So, okay. So it was Ecclesiastes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at me. Look at this girl knowing her Bible like she's supposed to.
Yeah.
Girl, look.
I love it.
But, I really think that we really have to start bringing God back into the equation, factoring him in, because it's a lot of lost souls out there.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are too prideful to admit that they're lost and admit that there's emptiness.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of our women, unfortunately, like how we were talking about, a lot of women hold a lot of trauma in their womb because A lot of women want to, their response to rejection from a man is to go be with more men.
That's so true, Ciara. Gosh, that's true. Oh gosh.
And we wonder why men don't respect, men. I always say, I hope I can say this on your platform. The
Say whatever you like.
JJ is like oxygen to men.
Mm-hmm.
You take it out the atmosphere and people, we gonna die. They're gonna die. But guess what? They're thriving because a lot of them don't even have to work for it anymore. And there's less marriages because who has to work for anything anymore? Nobody. Like I hear when men sometimes say, well, what else do women bring to the table other than sex?
Wow.
Let's find out. Why don't we all collectively, if you single, take it off the table? If we imagine if women collectively took that off the table, then we really see what we all have to offer.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
Oh, I know, Seminatrix. I'm telling you. Look, people just don't understand the power of what they have. They using their power in the wrong way. In the wrong way. But ultimately, I pray for us.
Yeah.
And the people that God entrusts me to help.
Yeah.
On their path to healing, because I don't ever claim to be a therapist or anything like that. Mm-hmm. I'm not. I'm crazy, broken, messed up, just like everybody else in certain areas of my life. I just happen to be able to recognize it and get the help that I need in the process of rebuilding things within myself. Yeah. But I really pray that one day women just wake up.
Yeah.
And develop a real relationship with self.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they can really walk and operate in who they were called to be. Mm-hmm. and regain and reclaim our respect, from men. Because it's not about, but people, a lot of women think bossing up, that's how you get respect from men. It's not. Men respect femininity. They respect wisdom. They respect loyalty. They respect so many things. I can go on and on and on, but that'll have to be a whole session, job. They respect things that we don't even realize they respect, because a lot of who we are has been muted by the culture. A lot of who we are has been muted by the culture. And that's why, I pray. I'm like, Lord, I know I'm not called to help everybody, but I thank him for who he has entrusted me with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because once they can get it and that light bulb goes off, they can pass it on to their children, and their children can pass it on to their children. And then it's just a cycle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's so much to unpack.
Yeah, this is so good. Like, I don't know if you thought of this before. Hopefully it comes out. I know you say you have your classes and stuff, but honey, well, marry well conference, like that would be just
yes. Yes, I have thought about it. I said, right now, of course, with everything going on, people are a little still apprehensive about getting out and doing stuff.
Yeah.
But I there's so much. I'm a creative person, so my mind is always going. Yeah. And I'm like, Lord, just order my steps, because God will wake me up. I literally have a notepad by my bedside, because God will wake me up and be like, look, you need to do this. When I call myself quitting coaching, yeah. A soft quit, we'll call it that.
I like that, a soft quit.
Yeah. I was like, okay, I'm gonna work with these people and I'm out, because this is too much. This too merged. It's too merged, Lord. But God woke me up and he said, you can't. They need you. Even those who don't know they need you. Mm-hmm. Even those who look at you and scroll and don't even want to acknowledge your post or anything, they need you.
Yeah. Even
those who, try to think that they got it all together, they need you.
Yeah.
I know I ain't got it all together. That's why whenever it's help that I need, Lord, please point me in the right direction.
Right.
Because I know I don't have it all together. And I thank God for the people who know things that I don't know and can help me. But it just really comes a point in time where we have to humble ourselves and say, okay, what do I want? What do I want? And am I seeking out the right resources to put me on the path to what I want? And if you aren't, ask yourself, why? Why? Do you not deserve it? Are you not worth it? You say, I'm worthy, I'm this, I'm enough. Well, why aren't you getting what you need? Why aren't you in active pursuit of what you want? Why are you not in active pursuit of dating well to marry well? Why are you not learning the tools that you need? Why are you listening to people who don't even have the things that you want? And taking their advice. Why are you rejecting people? Why are you allowing the wrong things in the spirit of negativity to impact who you allow to help you, who God has put right in your path to help you get what you want? Why? So we just really got to have some deep conversations with ourselves, really, to get on the right track.
Yeah. Guys, listen, in the comments, tell Ciara to come back. Type, come back, Ciara, because we barely heard that. Ciara, I think you kind of hit on this when you was talking, but this is a comment that girl dad said. He was like, not really religious, but I agree I'm lost and maybe have been my whole life.
Gotcha. Yep. Well, hey, I mean, you aren't the only one. There's a lot of people that are lost. And I can only speak for where I come from. I can only speak for who I know has helped me and has saved me and my relationship, and that's Jesus. I can't speak on nobody else because I don't know. Like, I can't say that any other God or any other religious practice or whatever has been able to afford me the love, the forgiveness, the stability, the growth that God has within my own relationship, within myself, my relationship with myself, my family, my husband, my daughters, my friends. Now, I ain't no saint. I ain't perfect. Don't get me wrong. And my friends aren't either. Yeah. You know what I mean? We all on this journey trying to do our best.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, I can honestly say that whenever I am on the wrong path, whenever I realign and get reset with Jesus, it's like, wow. God be like, I told you. See, we leave him. He never leaves us.
Never.
So I'm, so for you, girl, dad, I would just say, I don't know what you practice or if you believe anything at all, but just take some time with self and explore. If you have a friend or somebody who you trust that is a Christian, talk with them. Don't be afraid to talk about God or about Jesus, even if you don't believe right away, because I don't believe the way you get people to come to Jesus by forcing Jesus on people. I don't believe that. But I do believe that sometimes there's something that is in your spirit that says, hey, you need this, and you need to seek me out. And a lot of time that is Jesus tugging on us. Mm-hmm. And we wonder, what is that? A lot of time that's God saying, hey, I'm still here. I ain't went nowhere. So I pray for you on your journey to, find that centered relationship, that you need to set you in the right path, for sure.
Amen. I said, girl, dad, I second that motion. Like, mm-hmm. You can find things and people, and when Ciara talked about that, we just give ourselves away, and I can speak on it from giving myself away with men and also giving myself away with women. So it's the same. Mm-hmm. Like, people portray and seem like, oh, they happy and oh, y'all look nice together and y'all cute, but you don't understand the warfare and the trauma.
Oh my goodness.
And in the sadness that really is down deep, and you thought that you could find it in sex and a relationship, and then you wonder why. Well, I'm still, I'm not over this person, I'm not over that person, and I'm
Right.
breaking all these characteristics. And so truly, when I say, and I can speak for Ciara, talked about Jesus as her personal savior, and I can speak for me. After all of that stuff goes away, after all of you try to put power stuff on top to feel good and feel
Mhm.
whatever, he's really the only one that can give you a resolve. Like truly, he's the
Oh,
only one that can give you a resolve and make you, and even through all of our stuff. And one thing I love about him, not like, I know I talk about therapy, having somebody audible that I can talk to and talk back to, but having this guy who, you feel him in your spirit, you hear him in your mind, that he knows all the nasty, all the junk, all,
everything.
and he still loves us. And he
Yeah.
doesn't make you feel bad. It's like, come to me,
Still.
all of this to me, and I'm going to help you sort it out. And I'm also going to point people in your direction that's going to help you along the way. He says he'll send help from the sanctuary for you. So like Ciara could be the help that tonight. One waters, one plants, but it's God that gives the increase. So as you keep walking, keep opening up, and keep sharing, he'll send the right people in your life to help you. But be, like Ciara said, with being honest with self first. Be honest with self. Be honest with him and say, whether you believe or not. I don't even believe in you, God, but if you are, reveal yourself to me. I don't even know if you really, but show yourself to me in some way, and he will definitely show us. The Bible says that he stands at the door and knock, and if any man will open up, he will come and he will sup with you. He'll come and meet you right where you are. You could be home,
Preach, girl.
you could be wherever you are, right?
Won't he do it?
Yeah, he will meet you, and I'm telling you, he is such a gentle God, a God that doesn't condemn you and make you feel bad and make you feel like you're a bad husband. He will affirm and build you up as the man that he has called you to be, and you will be able to be the best husband and the best father, the best friend that you can ever be, because it'll be by the grace of God. It'll be because he's empowering you, and you will know, what, I know I messed up, I know I jacked up, but he believes in me. He believes in you more than we believe in you. He believes in you more than you might believe in yourself. He believes in you more than anybody else.
Amen.
I would go to him. Go, and however you talk, however you communicate to people, whether you got to write a letter or whatever you do, I promise you, God is there. He will help you. He will strengthen you. You will think you losing your mind and you don't know why you're doing it. And then you'll find yourself more and more doing it, and you have strength because it's him that gives you the power to do it. It's just that all things are possible through Christ Jesus. So you could be the best husband, the best wife, whatever it is that you're looking for, he will empower you to do that. So
an increase. Whew.
Join all the other 1,000 people that are lost. He says, I'll leave the 99 for one. So you might be the one tonight that he is coming after, right? He'll leave everybody else, say, I'm coming after you, son. I'm coming after you, girl, dad, tonight. So that's the type of God we talking about. I know sometimes it can seem like he corrects those. He will correct you because he loves you, because you're a son or a daughter. But the love of God, he is love. He is that
perfect. Every good dad will provide correction to his offspring.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Well, amen.
You said a whole word right there, and I second that on what you said. Okay.
We second and third that, girl. That
yes, we do.
See, this is so good, man. Like, I don't want to. There's one more question that Miss Joyce said, and I opportunity to talk about it. So you remember we were talking about like wombs and how we give ourselves to people and what their sales off, and she says, but do we know what we have to offer? Do women really know what they have to offer outside of sex, outside of their body, outside of some sexual conversation, outside of the busted challenge, outside of showing your body? And all? Do we really know what we have to offer?
That's why, Simone and Joyce, that's why it is, wow, it's baffling to me how this generation of people think they're so woke. And it's like, how are you going to be woke and conduct yourself the way that you do? And it's not it's not anybody trying to call you out and for anything that you do. Like I say, I am no saint. I had premarital sex just like a lot of people.
Yeah.
But when you know, you know. Yeah. And if I could do it all over again, it'll be a whole lot different.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that we as a culture have to take responsibility for our household, number one, because you're not going to be able to save everybody. But the little bit that you do put out there and how you show your daughters their worth. And if you don't, as a woman, don't fully understand your worth, seek out somebody who can show you yourself. Yeah. Show you the beauty in who you are, show you the value and what you have to bring to the table, because women have so much to offer. Sex is so secondary. That's why I don't understand why it's put at the forefront when it comes to dating. You know what I mean? It's nothing wrong with being sexy. And like, I remember I was in a clubhouse and I was talking to I don't even remember the name of the people. I wouldn't use their name even if I did, but we were just discussing how women are just so promiscuous these days, and it's not cute. And they think just because a man will take it, that means he respects it. And that's not how men operate. And women don't understand how men operate, and they don't understand what men look for. And I think that has a lot to do with, like, going back to what Ms. Joyce says, do we really understand what we have to offer outside of that? So there's a deeper conversation that needs to be had. Yeah. And quite honestly, when we talk about, relationships, and if we really just remove sex, right? Especially, I say this, if after sex, you don't feel loved, supported, valued, nurtured, honored, protected. If you don't feel that after you've been with someone, if that person can't offer you that, then your womb is in the wrong place.
I need to go. I need to repent more, because I never felt
that. I'm telling you, because that's why sex really is. God really did make sex for marriage, and for procreation. Yeah. And like I say, we hold, and this is nothing to make nobody feel bad, because that ain't like, I myself, I don't lay, in the bed with somebody after been like, what was I doing? Why?
Yeah, I say, like, I feel convicted, but it's so true what you're saying, because it's like you give yourself away thinking you get those things, and you don't get them.
No, you don't know. Look, if the person even think about you while they're laying with you,
right?
That's true. And it's like, we do not respect our wombs. We have a huge disrespect for our wombs as women collectively. We don't have that respect for ourself, that internal compass that says, yeah, you fine. Yeah, you make a lot of money. Yeah, you have a lot to bring to the table, whatever. But my womb is not on. Our womb is our womb. Yeah, our reproductive system womb. Wombs too, but definitely our womb. Like, who we allow access to our womb. We are so free with it. I feel like if women really just take that off the table, please. And just focus on, who am I? What do I bring to the table? What is my value beyond my body? Because my body is like one element of who I am. And yes, I do believe that women, that, like they say, the marriage bed is undefiled. I believe that everything that you think you got going on out here with all of these other people, I say sex hit different on a honeymoon than it do a one-night stand. It hit different, real different. Okay. And I don't been on both ends of the spectrum, so I know. Okay. But a lot of times we don't want to do that delayed gratification because of being judged, because of thinking, oh, what are my friends gonna think? And I feel like a lot of women are shamed because they're not promiscuous.
Yep.
Most women who are attracted to my style of coaching and who I am are women who are sexually conservative, still very sexy, very feminine. Ain't no, wallflowers now, but they just have a different awareness of who they are. You know what I'm saying? Women who are not attracted to my style of coaching at all are most busted challenge women is not trying to look out. Because we trying to bust it wide open right here. She talking about womb preservation, baby. What is that?
So funny.
But this is my thing, though, Stephen. I'm like, as women, we'll do everything for the womb, girl. We'll sit on these herbs and talk about cleansing and self-care.
Yep.
Make ourselves available to somebody. We ain't gonna do nothing but go next morning and write a post about, oh, he a F boy, this, he a F boy, that. Yeah, but he couldn't be an F boy if you wasn't the boy.
Right. He not an F boy if you didn't F him.
If you didn't F the boy, he couldn't be an F boy.
Yeah.
We sitting on all these herbs, talking about how we love ourselves, respect. We got the whole dress on, sitting, doing all the kumbaya.
Girl,
just get somebody who don't even respect you.
Get off them herbs. They not working.
Get off them herbs. You can still herb if you want to. That's what you do. But after the herb serve its purpose, preserve yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I hear men say all the time, what else women got to bring to the table other than sex? Show them.
Yeah.
Because you can show them better than you can tell them.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I know I'm a fool, Simone. I know.
Well, this is so good. It's so good. And you bring it in a way where you drop the truth of it.
Yeah.
You do it in a way where it's not condemning, where people don't walk away and feel bad about themselves. Like they'll think, you know what? I do need to preserve my womb. I do need to protect myself more. I want to know, I want to be able to offer this man who has ability going to be my husband. I want to offer him something outside of myself, outside of my body. So I think it's so good because I know, people, not getting into like soul ties and all of that stuff, but
those are real.
Sex can confuse your whole mind.
Honey,
you be like,
point. Let's look around at our generation and our culture. We're confused. We're frustrated. Why can't I get this or that? We are confused. Sex really, I would say, stay on earth for purity. Yeah, right. But that's the thing. It's like we purifying, but then we going right after to contaminate it with somebody who don't even respect and don't respect us. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Forgive me. I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Look, I ain't gonna act like I wasn't never there. So I'm not coming from a holier than thou place.
Yeah.
I'm not coming from that. I'm coming from a place of we need to really start reassessing who we are. Mm-hmm. And what we bring to the table as women. Yeah. And yes, it's more than that. That's going to always be there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You're not vagina. You ain't going to forget how to use it if you preserve it once you get married. Trust me. You're not going to forget. Okay. It's going to still work the same. But, can I just keep it real with the people? Yeah. A lot of people think, oh, you're going to forget. No, you're not. God made you. You think he didn't know there was a whole purpose? But let me get off this topic. It's like a simple day. But no, I mean, overall, I just feel like I think as women, we just have to really, we need a detox. I feel like the culture need a detox. The culture needs a detox because we need to reset who we are as women and what we bring to the table. Women are being taught early that your sex is what keeps a man. And one of the things I even hate to hear women say, because like my husband and I are such proponents of monogamy, I hate to hear women say, oh, well, what she won't do, another woman will. That is so toxic for the female community. Because from where I sit, a lot of women look at a woman with a good man or a man with a good woman or whatever, if they're a guy, and they think, oh, if they mess up, I'm swooping in. Okay. Number one, that's your first mistake. Yeah. Because what God has for you is for you. So you should never covet what anybody else has. So that's your first mistake.
Cash App Ciara, the cash.
Wow, 365, WOW 365. But I look at it as we really have to start coming together and understanding that as women, we have to start respecting each other before we can expect men to respect us. Because if we do not respect who we are collectively, men are not going to respect us.
Yeah.
You know, they're just not. You know, that, oh, what she won't do, another woman will. No, she won't. The other woman finna send you right back to where you made your vows, and you're gonna have to figure that out. Any smart woman would.
Yeah.
You know, but there's so many women that are hurting and needy, and they feel like, you know, absolutely, Joyce, a mind and body detox. It's so many women that are hurting, and they feel like they got something if they up underneath somebody's husband. That would be the greatest insult to me as a woman.
Yeah, seriously.
That would be the greatest insult. But we think that's something, and our culture has promoted those crazy ideas, you know. And unfortunately, like where we are, some women don't have the self-esteem to reject when men come, oh, my wife tripping, and you know, you're the only woman that understands me and gets me. No, I don't get you, and I don't understand why you over here. Why you talking to me when you have a wife? What women need to start doing is pointing men back in the direction of the vows that they made to their wives.
Good.
Because that collectively is going to start putting men back where they belong in their homes. And that's also, God is going to see that, and he's going to bless you for doing that, for respecting yourself. And just that energy, the place that you come from of self-control and of self-awareness to be able to do something like that as a woman, that's going to open up a whole different caliber of men for you.
Yeah.
Because like the caliber of man that I'm married to, he does not go for this whole, and my husband, fine. I don't know if you're saying real right now. Like, keep it real for Mr. Exantus.
I love it.
I'm just saying, and I still be like, whoo, child, you know, because that's my baby, and I love him. But I'm so thankful that I'm able to even express myself in that way towards him.
Yeah.
And it's reciprocated. You know, we genuinely love each other, and we got the hots for each other. I can't help it. We just do. So, look, Missy said self-control. Yes, Miss Joy. But
I love it.
Hey, that's one of the fruits of the spirit. Yes. But my whole thing is this: if you can have a man that is super fine, women left and right. Mm-hmm. My husband, if he really wanted to, he probably had any woman he wanted. But my husband knows the value of just me, of the monogamy with me. He understands. I think monogamous men, they understand on a deeper level the value of monogamy than men who aren't. Their understanding, their thought process is so different. And so if women are to attract those types of men, they have to be willing to reset their mind so that they can be recognized by men like that.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I just like keep going. Like, this is so good. Oh my gosh, Ciara. I knew this was gonna be good. I knew this was gonna be powerful. I knew you was gonna share a lot of wisdom. I didn't know how it would go. And of course, it's never like whenever I bring people, it's never planned. So it's not like a strip. We just
we just kind of go for what we know.
Yeah, so this was, oh my God, this was so good. So guys, listen, Miss Joyce, Ciara J. Exantus, follow her. Miss Joyce, follow her. Girl Dad, I think you can
for consults on my website. If you want, go to datewellmarrywell.com. You can book a session, book a consult. We can talk about your individual situation, and I can recommend to you what I believe, based on where you are, is the best route for you to go for whatever result you're trying to achieve, because ultimately we have got to do something. And this going back and forth, with men blaming women and women blaming men, that is not going to get us in any direction. So everybody has to individually take a stand and take responsibility for self and how they show up in the world and how they show up in community and show up in relationships, because that's ultimately what's going to change the trajectory for our future generation. And really, it's bigger than us. I look at my girls every day and I'm like, I got to prepare them. You know, what are their prospects going to look like? You know, with the culture going the way it is now. And every parent needs to be thinking like that. So if you're a mom, whether you're single or if you're married, you need to be thinking, how am I raising my child? Am I equipped with the knowledge that I need to date well, to marry well, so that I can pass that on to my child, so she or he won't make the mistakes that I made, you know? So that's important.
Yeah. JD, hey boo. Yes, she does talk to me. He says, do you talk to men? Also, she does.
I do. Yes, I do.
Ciara, I met JD through Dr. Finch too. So
you did? Awesome.
Yep. And then he said, when you talked about how your husband's thought process is different from other men who think about not being faithful, he says, yeah, their thought process is
different. Yeah.
So guys, listen, I put Ciara's Cash App. So the first, let me go back up for the book. It's available online.
Yes, it's available online. But you can get a copy that I touched and I blessed.
Yeah.
Me and my God.
Right.
If you cash out Wow 365, and I think I got it in there. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and on the back it says, ladies, this book is for you if you're ready for a fresh start of new and better dating habits, ready for a new approach to qualify your prospects, ready to take your future marriage seriously now, ready to see and experience growth in love, ready to weed out time wasters and welcome marriage seekers, and ready to finally date well to marry well.
Okay, that's there we go. And ladies, I would say this. When I first met Ciara some years ago, I wasn't ready for what she had to offer me. Like, I wanted to do it, but I wasn't ready. And like, I know I'm preparing now. Like, I'm getting prepared now that in a little bit I'll be ready. And sometimes God, I believe, people in your path. One waters, one plants, but God gives the increase. And so she has watered the seed for me. And for some tonight, she may have watered the seed, or she may be the one planting tonight. You say, okay, I definitely want to reach out to her. I definitely want to connect to her. She has a YouTube channel. You can follow her on her social media. She comes in the morning time, so you can hear her beautiful voice singing. You get more. Yes. So follow her and follow the journey and the process of what she's doing, because I believe in people, being practitioners of what they preach to you, being practitioners of what they say. She has a great marriage, right? She has a great marriage, and she can give you the highs and lows, the pros and cons. I talked about earlier, I asked about the physical attraction. That's a big part, right? But that's not what. So I'm like, Lord, I need a man that I can say after 18.
You can look at.
Like, my man is fine. I need all that too.
I know, Simone.
Yeah. But Miss Joyce is just trying to. Nope. Oh, she said I love this. Yeah, Miss Joyce, I love this too. This is good. Yes, trying to be tied to woman in this multi-generational household. Yeah, you keep doing that. Ciara, I will let you close us out and share the last part and words. This has absolutely been a joy. Thank you again for saying. Yes. You are welcome back here anytime you want to come back here. Here. So guys, follow Ciara J. Exantus. I told her when we came on, I said, you can tell we live in 2 different states. She's in Florida. Yes. We are nice, warm.
Today. I'm in Tampa, Florida. Go up. Yes. My red lipstick for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, it's so fun. And then here I am with a hoodie on in Maryland. So
goodness.
2 different
climates. Tampa, Florida. In Maryland, that's where you are?
Mm-hmm.
Maryland.
Yep. Oh, yeah, this has been awesome, Miss Joyce. It really has. It's been really good. Girl, Dad, I don't know where you went to. Maybe God is with you right now. You with God. If you're still up here, Ciara has a YouTube channel. So if YouTube is your thing, because Ciara, that's the first time I've ever engaged with him on a platform. So hey, so girl, that if you're still up here, Ciara has a YouTube channel. Go and follow her. Maybe you can look at some of her older messages,
Yes,
reach out to her,
please do.
something even with your life.
And I just recently got back to re-engage with my YouTube and building it. So please subscribe. And God is really moving with me when it comes to men, because as of late, more men have reached out to me for coaching, both single and married. And I think that's very telling, because men are looking for something that right now, this culture of women, nothing against us because we're all amazing, but a lot of the women are not able to tap into the things that men really need. You know what I mean? And I don't come from a place of, oh, women, we just have to, cater to our man and be this docile little, woman that has no brain and just do everything for our man. Because people, they get that confused. As soon as they hear a woman say being subservient to a man, that's where their brain goes. Oh, you want to be a slave to him? No, 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 no. See, that's because we're so out of touch with what God really intended in the balance of male and female dynamics. But women are looking for something, and the very thing that they're looking for is being blocked and thwarted by the behaviors that they exhibit, and they don't even realize it because they're not willing to change. And men, ultimately, I think that more men have been reaching out lately because they realize that there is a certain caliber of women that maybe their voice is a little muted in this loud culture of WAP and Busted challenge. But those type of women still exist, and they're still creating happy families, happy households, healthy love, and it still exists. And I thank God for allowing me and my husband to be that and to genuinely live that. And I consider it a gift, and I'm very blessed, because I believe that gifts are to be given. And in anything that I can share in the form of course, my coaching and how I help women through my book and through my teachings, I'm very open to it, and I'm very thankful. Take things. Okay. Better on how women want to be treated than from another man.
So I think he's saying like men would take advice from you guys about how women want to be treated well,
more so than they would from a man. Yeah, I think it's very true. And I always tell people, men or women, seek advice from the type of person who possesses the qualities of the type of individual you would want to be with.
That's good.
Doesn't mean you got to be, sexually attracted to that person. None of that. But, be wise. That's why the Bible says seek wise counsel. There's certain men, like dating coaches and stuff, that I would not. Like, thankfully I have discernment to know that things that they're saying that make sense, and things to separate the rational from the toxic. But there are certain people who just don't have the certain character to go the distance with certain type of women. And on the other side, as a man, you got to realize that there are certain women who do not have the character to go the distance with you. So I always say, seek wise counsel from the type of individual that you would respect as your significant other, if that makes any sense.
Oh, that's Ciara, you dropping all the stuff. I'm like, oh my God.
That ain't even the tip of the iceberg, but that's where the coaching come in at. You know what I mean? Because it's God gives us all gifts. He really does. And it's just up to us to use it. I was running from mine. I was like, Lord, I just want to be with my husband and my kids, and like let them let them figure it out, God. But no, ultimately, God says, no, you are in the right place at the right time for such a time as this.
Yeah. Yeah, this was so freaking good. And JD said, well, he was like, I gotta go. He said, if the ending was that good, I have to go watch the beginning. So yeah, if you just come
Awesome.
in or just hanging out, watch it in its entirety because it
Yeah.
really was good. And
So
you know, Ciara knows what she's talking about. She already got people got the receipts, the evidence, all of that.
yeah.
Thank you, Woke. Come over here, get some wise counsel so she can open your eyes up collectively as women. Stop giving your goods away, and men, stop giving your stuff away too. Like just
Yeah,
because
exactly. And see, a lot of time, I know we about to go, but just real quick, a lot of times men, they think, because some women, when men reject them, they because they hot in the pants, they think, oh, he gay, he this, he that. They want to call him names. No, he's not. He's self-aware.
yeah,
Look at Megan Good and what's the preacher guy? Her I got their book over here somewhere.
Devon,
Megan Good.
oh,
That is it, Devon?
I guess I forgot.
I think that is his name. But look at their relationship. Look at Ciara and Wilson. You
Yeah,
know? And it's so ironic that my name is Ciara, my husband goes by Wilson,
Aaron
but
Wilson.
it's the same type of deal. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? But I think that you have to be, in order to really attract what you want, you have to be at a higher level of awareness than what most people are in this culture. And you have to seek out people who are living on that level of awareness so that they can pour into you and help you connect with your person and who's meant for you.
that's good. That's good. Wow. Oh God, see, I cannot thank you enough. This has been good. You already know this lady, this woman knows what she's talking about from Tampa with her red lipstick, and she said she got a fire husband. And she's one person in her family, but God say no, you gotta help these other people. So
Oh my God, I know.
you're the person who needs it, or you're like, you know what? I think she can help me because again, I told you guys I wasn't ready when I first met. See,
I remember we had our conversation.
yeah, I was so not ready, but I knew that what this lady had, I wanted it, but I just knew out all my I wouldn't apply anything what she said. I would have been still doing so. I don't want to waste her time with my time. So you may be in that state right now where you're saying, you know what, I'm still on the busted challenge. You know what I'm saying? I got about 16 videos, right?
Whatever.
But
Right.
I know I want what she's talking about. I do want to preserve myself. I do want to preserve my womb. I don't want to give myself away. I want to get this help. Reach out to her. Yeah, that is deep, Miss Joyce. So just knowing what you want and where you want to go, even if you don't see
Mm-hmm.
yourself there right now, and you don't know how you gonna get there, but there are steps and there are people that can help you and they can walk alongside you. So if you're looking for healthy relationships, trying to get a handle on who you are and all of those things,
Yep.
reach out to Ciara. You've already heard her talk tonight, so this ain't no fluffing. She knows what she's talking about and
Do fluff.
needs to do it. So
You got it.
Ciara, thank you so much for always being so gracious with your
Thank
presence,
you.
with your wisdom. I appreciate so much, guys. Listen, let me put this wow 365 one more time. This is
Thank
Ciara's.
you.
If
Yes.
I know, even with the fellas that's up here. So JD, I know you have sister. I know you have a mom. I'm not sure where they are with their relationships, but even with your friends, fellas, if you know of a woman that you say, hey, this may be a good journal, a good gift to give them,
Mm-hmm.
order it for them and send it to them. Ladies, if you have daughters or nieces or spiritual daughters or friends or for yourself, and you say, you know what, this is something I definitely want to get in the hands of, the women that I love. Cash App Ciara that, put the address there so she can send you the book, autograph copy. Follow her on these social media platforms, share it out so more people can know and more people can hear it there. And I love her cover. And it's just so cute. And her cover
Date well, marry well.
date well, marry well. And I love that. So
Thank you.
thank you again, Ciara, for just being here. You're welcome to come back to speak life
Awesome.
anytime.
Thank you, Simone. This has been wonderful, wonderful. And I just pray blessings over everybody who is connected to your vision, your ministry, what it is that you're doing. I thank you for the opportunity to share and spread my message and what it is that I believe and know to be true, because ultimately we can really have it all. We just have to be willing to allow ourselves to have it. You know what I mean? We just have to be open to it. So I'm thankful. I am so thankful for you and your beautiful spirit, your presence, your knowledge, your personality, everything. One thing I do know, that you're gonna make somebody a great wife someday with just your presence alone, because you have such a beautiful, loving, joyous presence. And oh my goodness,
Oh my God.
you're gonna get blessed. But you got to be open to him, though. Don't ride off into the sunset when you at the pump pumping your gas and he come up to you. Don't ride off to the sunset, please. You got to make the connection. Eye contact. You got to make eye contact with him now, okay? Look at him, Simone. Look at him.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Like I'm telling you, I always know that when people come on, it blesses other people, but it really blesses me. It's like God sends people to speak into me personally. And it's like, wow. So everything that you said today, it was so beneficial for me, especially when you talk about that. I'm praying about it. That ain't a strategy. And I'm just like, okay, let me stop saying that, but also doing that work and being open to receiving it. Because you know how like people see, some people can see good in you that you like, man, I don't know about all of that. But then when you see other people like, yeah, you will be. It's like, wow. It encourages you. It gives you a little more hope. Like,
but don't just stop with the encouragement piece. Follow that. But you have to be clear, if it's what you really want, or is it just something that would be nice to have? Because some people, they approach dating and men, oh, it'll be something nice to have.
Yeah.
But you got to be intentional about it. Everything that I did when I met my husband is right here. I was very intentional. So if that is what you truly want, just be intentional about it and be serious. Don't leave your love life up to chance, because someday if you want to be a mom someday, you got to look at, okay, if I want to be a mom, I want to be a great mom. So there's certain things I need to do and know so that I can prepare my sons or my daughters. So I just put that's for your spirit personally. Personally, just drop that right now. Hold on, let's drop that down in there. Okay, you got it. Okay, yeah, get it.
And I'm tied up.
Tied up.
Let me keep it.
Let's go.
I got it. Thank you so much. This is good. Ciara, thank you so much, guys. Thank you, all of you for tuning in. So, Ciara, this is what I'm going to do. I am going to replay this. This is going to re-air again on Thursday night about 9 o'clock. So it'll be like a encore live. So it'll come up as live. We're not live. So it'll be more people will see it. And then when it goes out again. So for those of you who check us out,
I love it.
We not live.
Link to it. I could put it on my platform too.
Okay. All right, I will. And I'm gonna see the YouTube video. I'll see the video after this.
Yay!
So for those of you who gonna catch this again on Thursday, okay? We're not actually live Thursday. We're live Sunday, February 28th, 2021.
So we don't respond to your comment. We're not acting funny. We just can't see it for real.
Right. Right. So it'll go to Facebook, it'll go back to Periscope, Twitter, and it'll go to Instagram. So for those of you who catch us, here is Ciara's Cash App 365. You can find her on all the social media platforms, of course, and the YouTube channel. So go subscribe, like her channel, reach out to her, looking for coaching.
Absolutely.
She speaks for herself. Her conversation night speaks for herself, and she said this is just the tip of the iceberg. I already got mine underneath my hoodie, so I already tied it up. So
ain't going nowhere.
Nope, I'm going to process and be for real and do the work, be intentional. So you do the same. So y'all have a good night, Ciara. This was so good.
Yes.
Come back and guys, once you get your book, once you purchase the book, make sure you leave a review for her. You can leave a review on Amazon, wherever you get it from. Leave a review online, or if you get it from her, when you read it and you do the work and you find this man, even before that, tag her on social media, let her know how this blessed you, how our book is helping you, how dating well, marriage well, even the things she said tonight will bless you. Go send her a message. Let her know, hey, this was for me. Hey, this is the part that was good for me. Or if you know another woman, again, let them reach out to Ciara so they can get the help they want, so they can be intentional and get this love thing going on for
That's
2020.
right. Because it's worth it and you deserve it.
It's worth it and you deserve it.
That's
All right,
right.
we gonna say good night. See you
Night.